a lot of people have this idea that it targets, older people because they're unfamiliar with the internet or unfamiliar with, back in the day, it was unfamiliar with, cold calls and stuff like that. Is that kind of still the method that they use, or has it morphed into something different nowadays?
It's a lot of that, but it just on a different level. You used to be able to rely on spotting a spam email by looking at bad grammar, right?
Sure.
Whereas now a scammer can just go in and use ChatGPT and generate, hey, pretend like you're a representative of the United Nations with a lottery winnings. Give me the script, and it looks perfect.
And this is more than just like phishing, where you're trying to get someone to click on a link or
that's a key.
Something.
That's a component of it.
Okay.
I mean, but and one thing we love to talk a lot about is the stigma behind this kind of stuff, because a lot of people assume that you'd have to be really stupid, to fall for this, or you have to be an idiot to believe that the IRS is asking you to pay your taxes and gift cards. It's like, when it's on paper, it sounds ridiculous, but like you said with phishing, it is a lot like phishing, where they're sending out millions, billions of these text messages or these phone calls or these emails or whatever it is over the course of a very short period of time. Even if 0.1% of them are even engaging with it, that's a massive pool of potential victims.
I think that's the biggest misconception when people think like, why did they target me? Why me? No, it's not. It's not about the quality. It's all about the quantity. They will blast millions emails. They will blast millions robocalls. Like Ashton said, 0.1% return that, believing that you haven't paid taxes, right? You just receive a phone call from local sheriff who said, like, you owe taxes, and they're going to direct you go to Target and buy gift cards and pay your taxes.
So when you say, you mentioned phone calls and sending text messages and stuff, do they just randomly just say, okay, we're going to go this block of random numbers and we're just going to try calling them? We know that the area code is this one, and then just...
It is Rumble Wallet on the App Store. My friends, you got to check it out. They can cancel your accounts, they can freeze your cards, decide what you're allowed to buy, say or support. Big banks and financial institutions have total control, and they use it. That's why financial independence matters now more than ever. Go to wallet.rumble.com. It's non-custodial. Okay, let's break this down. What does it mean? On the Rumble wallet, you can trade crypto with people who have accounts on Rumble. It's like an app where you can send people cash, but it's either Tether Gold, or Bitcoin, making it really easy for you to tip people on Rumble and pay somebody money you owe them. Maybe you're going to the store and you're like, hey, man, I want to get a slice of pizza. I didn't bring cash. Hey, let me Rumble wallet you some Tether, which is effectively tied. It is effectively US dollars. It's tied to the US dollar. There's no permission, no middleman, no cancel button. No one's banning you. No one's spending your accounts. Rumble has no control over this. There's no reality where Rumble can go in and ban you and shut down your ability to trade your currency. It is yours. It's not a credit line that can be shut off. It's your wallet, permanently yours. When the systems fail, institutions turn on their own people. Rumble Wallet is about politics, it's about freedom and ownership and protecting what's yours. So take control. Download Rumble Wallet now. Step away from the big banks. Go to wallet.rumble.com and check it out. We got a link for you too. I think it's okay. Well, that's not a good link I can say, but I'll have a link in the description below. Check it out.
Have a computer generate the numbers, or
I don't even think it's that thought through. It's literally just databases of phone numbers. Okay. So, and that's how your data gets harvested. Like, I have specific phone numbers that I have created just for calling scammers.
For scam baiting.
And I'll create a phone number. I'll talk to one scammer for a while on it. And then 2 weeks later, I'm getting inundated with scammer emails on that number that only exists for me to talk to scammers on. So it's very much like a black market in the sense that, like, they're buying and selling data just like they would do here in the States, but they're doing it amongst each other with scammers. And they'll highlight like potential victims or victims that have been scammed before.
Okay.
So it's really just like a marketplace of, your information gets out. I've had the same phone number since I was 12. I'm 35 now. It's not hard to find my phone number. I get so much crap, which helps us now because we can just use it to make content out of. We can talk to scammers. We can do all that. But you really have to be proactive to just know what you're looking for and not just assume because they're calling you or because they know your number that they have good intentions.
And also you have to understand a couple of things. Being in this business, scam baiting for 10 years, we busted scammers here domestically, internationally. We went to India, we went to Nigeria. Their every single scam originates somewhere, right, overseas. If we talk about tech support, pop-up, Microsoft, you open your computer and you see pop-up blinking that you have virus, call this number immediately. Anything that with pop-up, tech support, it originated from India. We went to India and we shut down a couple call centers together with Mark Robert and Jim Browning. And we had a great relationship with locals who will work for scam call centers and work for us, double agent. And they told us, for 30 years, this business, and still so successful, blasting everybody, scamming Americans, Canadians, Europeans, Asians, everybody. Bosses will send hundreds or thousands of people to United States. They will apply for a job at cell phone companies, AT&T or whatever.
Okay.
And that's how we're going to get another way to get our data. Ship it back, send it back, whatever boss wants. He has insiders that actually, like double agents.
It's a numbers game. They get 1 billion phone numbers and they send a text message to all of them. You know, the 99.99% can ignore it. They don't care about those people. They care about the 1%, the 0.1%.
You made a point that you've been doing it for 10 years. How long have you been doing this?
Yeah, we opened our channel in 2016.
2016.
Yeah.
So talk about the difference with the advent of AI, right? Like, because obviously AI is a fairly new technology. In the past 4 or 5 years, maybe even less, that ChatGPT and other AIs have been able to successfully emulate human beings. You know, when they first came out, you know, just like I like to use the Will Smith eating spaghetti AI video. Most people are familiar with it. The first time it came out, it was, you know, clearly not real. It was,
which wasn't that long ago.
Exactly. It was only 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And now there's video out where Will Smith is eating spaghetti and it's indistinguishable from real. There's no reason for someone to look at the new AI videos of Will Smith eating spaghetti and if they didn't know the context, there's no reason for someone to think that is definitely not Will Smith eating spaghetti. So talk about the difference between pre-AI and post-AI and what that's kind of done to the scammers.
AI has created an express lane for brainwashing. So I always say that, like, we spend a lot of time talking to scammers. We spend a lot of time talking to victims. Talking to victims is 10,000 times harder than talking to scammers.
Especially when they got scammed already.
Why is that? Because they're apprehensive about talking to anyone?
Well, yes.
I mean, I imagine it'd be embarrassing to be
it's very embarrassing. And that's the biggest problem is the stigma is, like I said it earlier, about, like, you know, people say, and I don't have the chat, I'd love to pull it up here. I'm sure a lot of people say, like, that's one thing when we go to new places that maybe don't know a lot about scam baiting, we'll say, it's like, well, you got to be stupid to think this. It's not like that. The brainwashing and the social engineering and the manipulation that takes place over sometimes months at a time is crazy. It's unprecedented. I think it's a lot harder to talk to victims, because it's delicate. They're embarrassed. They're shamed. They've been told by society that they're an idiot for falling for this. Usually the cases that we're paying attention to are not necessarily, I lost $50, I lost $100. They're like, I lost tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. We've had I think our biggest case recently was $3 to $4 million over the course of a couple of years. Yeah. These people have had their entire lives taken from them. This isn't just like, oh, they picked up one phone and their bank account was drained. This is months of manipulation of they'll use anything against you. Like Chappie is one of our victim advocates and one of the best scam baiters in the world. And she got into this because her close friend took her own life. And when she found the body, and when they went through the phone afterwards, they saw the scam that was taking place that caused her to make that decision. And they saw that the scammer found out that this victim had early onset dementia, and the scammer was using that against her. So it was like a refund scam kind of tech support type of thing. But they said, you know, if you tell anyone about this, they're going to lock you away. You know that, right? Like, you can't tell anyone about this. Like, they're going to say you're crazy. They're going to take your house away from you. So give it to me. I'll protect, you know, that kind of stuff. So they're already broken down. They're already full of shame. A lot of times we find that they're more willing to talk to us than they are to their own families.
Yeah, they will rather talk to strangers. It's like you can open up to a stranger on an airplane, right? When you're sitting next to a person that you're not going to see him again. Exactly the same concept. They will talk to us and they said, listen, I refinanced my house. I cashed out my 401k. I absolutely broke. Nobody, a single human around me doesn't know anything. If I will say something, it's just going to be embarrassment for the family.
And to loop back to the question, the reason why I think AI is that fast track is because like you'd be shocked at how many times we'll talk to a victim that came to us for help but won't listen to us. Like they're still in the scam, and this is very common with romance scams.
Yeah,
There's a lot very
romance.
emotional element to it, and they don't want to believe when we tell them this is not the person you're talking to. You're not talking to Will Smith. You're talking to a man in Nigeria. You're not talking
8 years.
Yeah.
8 or 10 years talking to a scammer, thinking she is in relationship, giving her every single social security paycheck.
We meet this person 5-10 minutes ago, and we're trying to tell them the common red flags and why we know this is a scam, or maybe we've tracked the scammer by this point. But they've had 8 years sometimes of talking to this one person that has them convinced.
Exactly.
All this convincing and all this brainwashing they've done. So AI just fast tracks all that. Now the victims will say, well, I video chatted with this person. I know he's real.
We're just talking to Elon Musk a couple days ago, and we baiting him. I mean, we baited 20 Elon Musk on Facebook. And this is crazy. So we FaceTiming, and you can hear the voice. He was like, hi, yeah, this is me, Elon Musk. How can I help you? Yeah, you should. I will give you a couple cars. And conversation goes the way we talk, giving, receiving. And I look at Ash and I was like, if we would not be scam baiters, we will believe that.
Yeah, you point that out. That's actually something that's worth kind of drilling down on. There was a time where people would get an email or a message on their Instagram, and I've seen a lot of them on Instagram. Someone will make a remark or they'll say something and they'll try to initiate a conversation, and the person that doesn't believe it will reply with something ridiculous, and then the AI would act like, or the person, whatever, would act like they didn't say that. Would and it's beyond a misunderstanding. They would continue down the script. Mm-hmm. Those are easy to spot. Right. But now with AI, they can actually interact, and it's a pretty realistic or pretty understand. It represents a human well enough where you can say, look, it makes sense that you would be taken by this, because this looks like a perfectly normal conversation.
We've had conversations with ourselves.
Yeah.
We have people that pretend to be us online, and they'll go into the comment section and they'll reply. Someone will say, hey, I need help. I got scammed or whatever. And then there'll be a fake Trilogy Media account that will respond to it and say, I can help you recover your funds.
Now, do you think that those are AI, or do you think that's an actual person?
I mean,
those references, Ash, it was a person in Nigeria.
Well, yeah, there's a person behind it every single time. Whether or not it's AI initiating the comments, I don't know. But the point is they're trying to get you off of YouTube and onto a direct WhatsApp or Telegram chat. Okay. So they'll make an account, and on YouTube, every handle is unique, but your username, not your username, but your channel name is not. So like the handle will say Trilogy Media 679.xyz blah blah blah, but then you go to the channel, it just says Trilogy Media Helpline, and it's got our picture and it's got our cover photo, it's got our videos, it's all a duplicate of us. Message me on WhatsApp for help, and it's a phone number and to Nigeria or whatever, and then we call it, and then they're impersonating us, and then we're talking to ourselves about. So yeah, it's they blast this stuff out just like the emails and everything, just to see who's going to respond, who's going to engage.
In 2026, as of right now, we can create AI deepfake. I can be your mom. I will call you and say, son, I need some help. Send me money, and I will sound like your mom. I will look like your mom. Everything. And that's why people asking us when we do interviews, what should we do when we have this AI talking to me? And we always say, set up a password. Set up a password among your family. Yeah. Hey, mom, if it's really you, or hey, son, which school did you go to? What is my favorite food? And you're going to hear like this, poo, poo, poo.
Okay, yeah.
This is it.